The announcement quickly hit the headlines in the Arab world and beyond. The Palestinian Authority is to sue Britain over the 1917 Balfour Declaration.
We
call upon the General Secretariat of Arab League to help us in preparing a legal file to raise to the court against the British government for the issuing and the implementation of the Balfour Declaration, which caused catastrophe for the Palestinian people and their dispersion, and deprived Palestinians from living in their homeland and establishing their own independent state, like the other nations.
I think this is a good move on the part of the Palestinian Authority. Obviously, the United Kingdom will try to obstruct and will try every legal trickery in the book, but the Palestinian Authority does have the legal right under international law to actually introduce something like this.
But what is this controversial declaration and why is it so important? The story is about Britain's support for the creation of Israel, and it all began during World War I. After the defeat of the Ottoman Empire after the First World War, the winning powers, that is Britain, France and the Russian Empire, began works to draw new borders in the Middle East. The result, the Balfour Declaration and the Sykes-Picot Agreement. Under the Balfour Declaration, the then UK Foreign Secretary promised London's support for the creation of a nation home for the Jewish people. His Majesty's government view with favour the establishment in Palestine of a national home for the Jewish people and will use their best endeavours to facilitate the achievement of this object. The letter was addressed to Lord Rothschild, an active member of the Zionist movement and a close friend of Chaim Weizmann, the president of the Zionist organization and the first president of Israel.
One of the clauses in the second paragraph of the Balfour Declaration states very explicitly, and I quote it, quote, that nothing shall be done which may prejudice the civil and religious rights of existing non-Jewish communities in Palestine, unquote.
And thus began the mass immigration of Jews from other countries to Palestine at the expense of its inhabitants, who had lived there for centuries. Israel was created, and what followed was the persecution of Palestinians.
Well, we know from history, from 1917 onwards, that not only did that not happen, but the Palestinian, British Palestine Mandate that was established 18 months after this declaration did everything in its power to actually curb the rights, civil and religious rights of the non-Jewish communities in Palestine, the majority Palestinian population, and instead facilitated over this 20-year period until 1948, or 30-year period, the eventual creation of the Jewish state.
Israel has condemned the PA's move to sue the UK. Tel Aviv has accused the Palestinian Authority of delegitimizing Israel. Don't be surprised if the next phase will be an expansion of the Palestinian claim against Britain, and France as well, since they were also partners in the Sykes-Picot Agreement that divided control in our region.
But these things are incremental, and what the Palestinian Authority is doing, which is very good, is building a legal case in international law for the illegitimacy of one of the primary pieces of documentation and declarations that establish the State of Israel.
But that's exactly what Palestine needs to do. Britain, France and the United States, which later joined the club, are indeed responsible for the plight of Palestinians.
This will be the way that the Palestinian Authority can legally move in under international law to sue the British government. And if they get a hearing either with The Hague or any other international legal body.
A desperate nation is resorting to desperate means to restore its stolen rights.